Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Carlson. How's everybody doing? What's today? The 4th of January, 2021. Can we even believe that we made it through 2020? What a crazy, crazy year that was. Glad you're all here. Hope you had a fantastic Christmas. Hope you had a great, safe, and happy New Year. Hope everything's going great for you. I just noticed I've got this logo thing on my t-shirt under here. My wardrobe is kind of limited right now because of projects going on at the house. Check it. Star Trek t-shirt underneath my sweater. So if you see me wearing a sweater, maybe I've got a cool t-shirt underneath just to keep it real with geeks like me. Hey guys, year end, we've talked the last few months about all kinds of crazy things. And before I get started, don't forget to have your wonderful cup of strangely warm coffee every morning. So last year we were talking about closing out the year, things you need to do to get ready. Now I just want to talk for a few minutes about some forms that are coming due real soon, that are due January 31st. That would be your W-2s, 1099s, quarterly reports that you have to file with the Internal Revenue Service, all these things that you have to get ready for now that the year end is over and your last payroll has already been run or should have already been run. You might have a period that ends this week that has a day, I guess not this year because it ended Friday. Unless you have a 2-week pay period, you might have one that ended here. So you might still have that to run in a little while. I'm just looking at my two screens here to make sure everything's going right. And all right, let's start with W-2s. W-2s go out every year. They're due to your employees by January 31st. You have to make sure that they're delivered to all of them. If they're a former employee, make sure you mail it to their previous address unless you're still in contact with them and can let them come pick it up at your office. But probably if they're a former employee, just drop it in the mail and that's okay. As long as you postmark it by the 31st of January, you're okay and they'll get it and be able to do their tax return. In reality, a lot of people are looking for them, but tax returns won't even be able to be filed this year until around January 20th is when they open up the electronic filing with the Internal Revenue Service. Let me just check that real quick. E-file start. So you won't be able to do that until then anyway, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to look for it and that it's not already due to them and you have to deliver it to them. So make sure you get it in there. And those are due January 31st. Make sure that you do a couple of things with your employees. If they're still an employee, verify their address, names haven't changed. Make sure you have their social security number right. Make sure you probably already know that if they've been with you multiple years. Also make sure that any former employees, you've updated their address in the system or given the information to your accountant or payroll provider to make sure that it's updated. Any employees that are currently with you and still with you, you want to make sure that you get an updated W-4. That form changed last year. It's a lot more confusing than the old one, and a lot of people haven't even looked into it to really see what the issues are there. To fill it out. Make sure that they fill out a new one, get it updated. If nothing's changed, nothing changed. It's probably still a good idea to hand them the form, have them sign off on it, just saying that there's no changes. They don't necessarily have to fill out the whole thing, but you should do that every year. And make sure you mail them out. Now, if you used to, a few years ago, you had until, well, let's not even talk about that because you can't do it anymore. So you have until January 31st. You have to submit those via paper or electronically. We submit all of ours electronically now, so we do not have any paper forms in our office. We used to get a lot of calls asking for them. You used to be able to get those at the post office as well, blank forms for taxes. I'm not sure if those are still available, but you can get just about every form you can download from the Internal Revenue Service. You cannot file the forms that you download, the 1099s or W-2s, but you could go to the office supply store or order them online somewhere and get them because they are the red copy that goes to the Social Security Administration in the case of the W-2s. So make sure you get those and make sure you get them get them completed properly and have all the information available. Sorry, I keep digressing over to try and figure out this, whether or not the Whether or not I can get the date. Good morning, Celeste. Thank you for watching. Okay, that's W-2s. Also, don't forget you have to file a W-3. What we like to do as a process inside our office is we go back to all 4 quarters and we compare the totals for the quarterly report for all 4 quarters to the payroll reports from the payroll software and to the totals on the W-3 just to make sure they all match. If you don't, there's going to be a letter from the Social Security Administration and the IRS asking why. You'll get a letter from both because W-2s are reported to the Social Security Administration to calculate Social Security wages and benefits. So don't forget to do that. Good morning, Mrs. Swain. Thank you for watching today. Hope you guys had a great, happy New Year and a very Merry Christmas. So make sure you do that. Make sure you compare them all. Make sure all their totals equal. You never know if a check was voided inadvertently in your payroll software, if you use QuickBooks or something like that, maybe those totals aren't right. It's just a good idea to go back and verify and check. If we do your payroll and we do your monthly bookkeeping and your quarterly reports, then we'll take care of that for you, and you don't need to worry about there. If you need any help, obviously you can give us a call at Carlson Accounting anytime. Good morning, Mom. How are you? Good morning, Joanne. Thank you guys for watching. Got some very loyal listeners. I was at New Year's Eve this year. It was a little bit different for us. We decided to go to Good morning, Jessica Rogers. We did something interesting. We went to the Ultimate Bullfighting Championships at the Arcadia Rodeo for New Year's Eve. That is a real country New Year's Eve party. We had a great time though. Lots of friends. We had 3 tables full of friends there. We had a good food. Got to see some old friends over there. Buddy Mansfield, Jackie, some people I used to serve with in government a long time ago. So it was a really good time. I even got to talk some accounting to maybe some potential clients while we were there. So W-2s, that's it. We covered that. Again, if you're our client, we'll take care of that for you if that's something that we work on for you. If not, we can help you out, but make sure you get those W-2s in by the 31st. Most people are getting bugged by their employees for them relatively early. That's why I was trying to look up the date on electronic filing opening. The next one is 1099s. I'm just going to spend a few seconds on this, and I might spend another show talking about the new form so that people are receiving them know and people that have to send them out. Maybe I'll do that next week. I'll do a little more research on it in the meantime to see if there's enough info to cover the whole time. But there's a new form. 1099 is generically the form that's used to report contract labor, someone that you hire. If you're one of our clients, you'd hire us, send us a 1099. If you hire, if you're a contractor, you may get 1099s from suppliers. If you're a realtor, you're going to get a 1099 from your broker to report the income that you earned for the year. Those forms changed a little bit. You used to get Form 1099 miscellaneous, and there were lots of boxes on there, and the box for you would be filled out. It would be rent or healthcare payments or independent contractor or non-employee compensation, I think is what they called it. But now they created a brand new form because, the IRS loves to confuse everyone and do new crazy things that don't necessarily help, but confuse. And I'm not sure why. Some people would say they do it to keep me in business, but I always like to keep things as simple as possible for the businesses because you're the backbone of this country. You're the ones that need to stay open. Giving me more money or giving the IRS more money does not help the economy overall. We need to keep it in your hands, let you spend it, you manage it, because you know how to do it better. Anyway, 1099 NEC, non-employee compensation. That's the main one that's going to go out to most people this year that you're going to get or that you're going to be sending. We have not created any yet, but it looks fairly similar. It's just going to be the independent contractor form now for non-employee compensation. So make sure if you're used to sending out 1099 miscellaneous every year to your vendors, make sure that you look for the new form when you go to the office supply store or when you go online. You don't want to order the miscellaneous anymore. You want to make sure you get the non-employee compensation form and send in the right one. It's just slightly different, but it still reports the same thing, so it gives you the numbers that you need to report your tax return. A quick caveat, the rules on issuing 1099s are amounts paid to a vendor. I'm trying to square my head. See, I move a little bit, but it's opposite when I look at the camera. Sorry. over $600. So if you paid them $599 for the year, you do not have to send them a 1099. The interesting thing about that is people tell me a lot of times I try to keep my side projects under $600 so no one sends me a 1099. 1099, whether or not you receive a 1099 for work that you've performed for someone, does not mean it's reportable or not reportable. So even if they don't send you a 1099 for under $600 or over $600, it doesn't absolve you of the requirement to report that. You need to make sure you report it on your tax return, all income that you receive. I've talked about this in the past, but it does hurt you in a couple of other places in the future. So just because you didn't get one doesn't mean you don't have to report the income. My recommendation is to go ahead and do that. A couple of other things that you need to keep track of for the year end, just as the annual reports that go out for payroll, 940, 941, tie those into your W-2s. Make sure that they get processed. Make sure that any tax that you owed gets paid on any of those payrolls, or if you had any outstanding payrolls before then, make sure you get that paid. If you have an estimated tax payment due January the 15th, please make sure that you get that postmarked. If you need a new coupon or updated coupon, please give us a call. We can print that out. If you're one of our clients, we can print that out for you and get it to you. You can stop by and pick it up so that you can get that in by January the 15th. The other important one, if you're an LLC or a corporation in the state of Florida, you're required each year to file a uniform annual business report. I'm not sure if that's the exact name, but we always refer to it as the UBR. That's the SunBiz thing that you get. See if I can, since I've got this fancy computer right in front of me, maybe I can pull it up and get the actual name. But you'll get a notice via email from the state of Florida. Those will be going out very soon. You normally get them about now. Once you get it, then you need to, when you get the email, be careful. There could be some scam emails out there. So if you do get an email saying, file your corporate annual report, my recommendation is go to sunbiz.org, and you know that that's safe. You don't need to click on any links in the email. Go there. You can search for yours, pay it, and file it right there. I'll put the link in the description below for anyone that has that. I'll put it, I think I can do that. Look at me. So there's the link for filing that. You don't need to wait until you get the notice to file it. You can do it anytime, so you can click on that link right now, or you can go straight to sunbiz.org and file it and get out of the way. That's due by May 1st. Those penalties are $400. So just a simple 5 minutes of your day, pay the $150, save $400. My recommendation is to go ahead and do that now. I'll probably do mine later on this morning just to get them out of the way and make sure that they're filed and paid for the year. All right. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about in today's show, we talked about W-2s, W-3s, 1099s. 1099s are filed with the IRS. Both are due by January 31st. Your quarterly and annual payroll tax returns are all due right now. Make sure you get those in and file your uniform business report with the state of Florida Division of Corporations. And I hope you have a great week. Enjoy it. Relax. Well, you can't relax. School's back in. I believe their announcement is that schools, virtual school, or not virtual school, but the Highlands County virtual version of virtual school ends this Friday when the quarter ends. So those kids will be back in school on next Monday. So it's going to be crowded on the streets. Be careful. Be safe. Do your homework, kids. I don't think any kids watch my show, but if you do, do your homework. And if you, as always, if you have any questions or need any help, carlsonaccounting.com. You can make an appointment right there. I don't know how to do that yet. You can make an appointment right on my calendar, right at carlsonaccounting.com. You can shoot me an email from there, or you can give us a call anytime, 863-382-4141. Have a happy and blessed new year. Enjoy your strangely warm coffee and get those payroll tax returns in so you don't get penalized. Thank you very much, and God bless.